Another point that goes back to energy costs, and I'm going to swing back to that because it's extremely important about what we can do and can win. North America is about to be energy independent. In a matter of months, North America will produce more energy than it consumes. Mexico, the United States, and Canada. That is an unbelievable competitive advantage to the other continents of the world. It means, in essence, that energy costs on an effective comparative basis will in fact be lower in the United States than they are in Europe, and that they are in most of Asia and most of South America. Where if you name it, that's where our competition is, those continents. We will have a built-in advantage when it comes to energy costs. Part of it's hydroelectric in Canada, where they're actually producing more electricity than they can consume. People wonder why I'm so anxious to tap into hydroelectric out of Canada. It's cleaner, it's cheaper, and it's more reliable. All things that you need. With respect to natural gas, and it has been written about, we have seen at least a 120-year increase in projected supply of natural gas. Natural gas is dirty, but it's a hell of a lot cleaner than coal, and it's a hell of a lot cleaner than oil. And by the way, it's less expensive than oil, substantially less expensive. And in point of fact, we're seeing coal plants in the United States close up as additional and new electric generating facilities are able to take gas. This one thing means that we are going to suddenly recover advantages that we had lost to other countries. If we take advantage of it in Connecticut, we're going to be in much better shape than we were in the past. That's why I work on this energy issue so much of the time. But there are other things happening. Our demographics in the United States, we are the youngest advanced society, industrial society, actually the second youngest. Ireland is younger, a little bit smaller than us. We are the second youngest. That demographic, although Connecticut is a rapidly aging state because we failed to add jobs over a long period of time, if we reverse that trend, and I believe we are now in the process of doing that, and we look at ourselves in the context of a nation, to be the youngest or second youngest large industrialized nation is an absolute advantage. Now, we worry about our shrinking number of taxpayers versus individuals who are receiving some sort of assistance, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, and that sort of thing. We are in so much better position than Europe on this regard, that we're already beating Europe with respect to the cost of manufacturing, and we are going to be able to take manufacturing jobs back from Europe, particularly Northern Europe, with respect to what their approach is to supporting their constituents, their citizens, as opposed to our cost of support. So those are two big things that I want you to have in the back of your mind, and be thinking about how we in Connecticut take advantage of those very large trends. But I would honestly say to you that I firmly believe that Connecticut has a bright manufacturing future, and the higher the value added to the product, the brighter the future is. I will be the first one to admit that lower value added manufacturing is a tough nut for us to crack in the state of Connecticut with respect to our built-in higher cost, although I'm trying to bring those costs down. But the higher the value added, the better it is. Final point, Americans, I know Rob represents Senator Murphy. Americans want to buy American-made parts, American-made products. There is an identification now coming back to that. I think we should spend some more time and energy in our nation in promoting American buy programs and promoting local content programs as well. But I think the American people are ready to support American businesses at a level that they have not actively considered in a long period of time, not the least of which is a result of then Congressman, now Senator Murphy's efforts in that regard. So I think that is an additional factor that we could take some solace in with respect to manufacturing. So I think I've touched on the main and the big points that I wanted to touch on, all of which I did without referring to my notes, but hopefully your questions will jog my memory on any other points that I thought were salient for your consumption, and I'm happy to take some questions on any issue.